feel like mornings here are it's the most beautiful time of the day. The sun's coming up, and yeah, every day I wake up and I'm excited because I got a list of things that need to be done. Whether it's, getting ready to go for another rodeo, chores always come first. Springtime, we're calving like crazy, so getting up, going out, checking cows, putting out hay, getting everything done before you really start your day.
Do some chores, maybe gather up a horse, ride a young horse, depending on what I have going on that day. Ride the spur board and, try and get in my everyday, just what I'm required to do, just to maintain peak conditioning and peak style, really. And then obviously spend some time with my family, spend some time with my wife, maybe mow the lawn, just do whatever needs done around the house, really.
Oh, my mornings, I guess it kind of just depends, if I just got back from a rodeo, you're usually going to see me sleeping in a little bit because I'm usually tired. Typical day for me whenever I'm home, I'd like to try to get in the gym, first thing in the morning, and then go take care of horses, and then, later on in the day, work around my parents' place here and do whatever's needed on the farm, I guess, and then usually about 2-3 o'clock we start getting ready to practice and to get better every day.
When I'm home, it's pretty busy. We're running full-time farm and ranch around here. Me and my dad and my brother, we run a roughly 500 head of mama cows, and just stays really, really busy. I spend a lot of time on the road, and so when I get home, Joe and Dad, they've got a list of stuff that needs done or they've been working on, and the days off aren't really days off. I guess what I consider my hobbies is what most people consider jobs, so. Forever growing up, or when we first were out rodeoing, if it wasn't going very good, my dad would always, be like, "I'll get you home. I got you a mile of fence you have to build. It'll make you want to be out there riding bulls better again." And finally, after a while, I told him, I was like, that really don't help. Like, I come home and I honestly just don't want to leave home. Like, this is actually what I love. Like, I love the farming and the ranching, and I guess it's motivation for me because it shows me where I'm going, and I have this outlet right now with bull riding to be able to get paid relatively well and set myself up to where when I get done riding bulls, I can hopefully come back here and don't have to leave this place.
I remember being a little kid going to rodeos with my dad. But I remember loading up in the old 3500 Dodge and getting in and going, and I remember sitting on the side of the fence. My dad was up in Spanish Fork, Utah, and I was maybe 4 or 5, if that, and it was just me and him. And they said he was backing in the box or whatever. He looked down, and I was standing right there in the corner with him. Like, let's go. And he's like, "Hey, you got to get out of here." I don't even remember how he did, honestly, but I just remember him being awesome. I remember him being one of the best, and that's the way I looked at it when I was a kid. Whenever I wanted to grow up, I wanted to be like him. I'm very thankful to grow up into it because he's taught me a lot of stuff, not just about rodeo, but a lot about horses and just different stuff like that. So I'm very grateful to be able to grow up in a rodeo family.
Well, I mean, the basin shapes everybody into what seems to me a genuine person. We are honestly secluded from not only the rest of the state, but it seems like the rest of the nation culturally, and I mean, obviously I plan to make the basin, I plan to make Altamont my home for the rest of my life. I kind of have my roots set down here, and there's nowhere else that I'd rather go. I don't know, I just think that growing up here, we've got more support than maybe anywhere else in the state and in the nation, honestly. I had a principal that all the way growing up through high school, he said, we're the hardest working school in the United States of America. We're the hardest working school in the United States of America. And he would drill that into our heads time after time after time, and that's the kind of attitude that I think really puts a guy at the top. And that's the kind of attitude that I feel like gets generated throughout the entire Uintah Basin when we're at our best, really.
I would say the thing I take with me on the road from the basin is just that there's no place like home. I've seen for some reason, I feel like this is the best place in the world. And, I've traveled all over the country and I've seen a lot of beautiful places, and there's never been any part of me that's wanted to live anywhere else.
I think we're tough. I think we're just tough. We're raised in the basin. I don't think you have anything else but to be tough. Whenever you tell someone where you're from, they're like, "Oh, you live like 3 hours from here." I'm like, "Yeah, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I love it out here."
The basin has a lot to do with who I am as a cowboy. It's, it's I guess part of the state of Utah that everybody that lives out here loves it, but if you talk to anybody else, they're all like, how do you live out there? You're middle of nowhere. And for me, it's just home, and it's it's tough country out here. There's a lot of farming, a lot of ranching. We grew up tough in school, even huge wrestling background out here in the basin. Grew up wrestling, grew up rodeoing. The support from the community too is a big part of it that's helped. Whether it's I look back from the teachers I had that helped shape me and mentor me, and wrestling coaches to, other people in the farming or ranching community, the stock contractors that have bulls out here, the places we got to go and practice as kids growing up. It was, I had a lot of help from the family, but when I think of the family, it's the whole basin, because, I wouldn't be where I'm at without the way this place shaped me and mentored me growing up.
Oh, I think the biggest thing is, when you walk through the grocery store, it's almost like everyone knows everyone. That's the part I love about it, especially here in Altamont, small town. You can walk through the grocery store and you'll get stopped 5-10 times. Hey, where are you up next? Yada yada, how you doing, whatever. And I think that carries over to going on the road, because then you're like, you have a down week, you're like, oh, it'd be nice just to go home. You get those reminders in your head, there's a whole lot of people back home that want to see a lot of success for you, and especially with your family. Your family wants you to do great. So, they're at the same time, that almost refuels you and makes you like, not that you don't want to let them down or anything, but like, you got a whole town behind you that's like rooting for you, and you're like, that's a lot to fuel you and be like, hey, let's pick this back up and let's get going,
even at the Dinosaur Roundup, you know, when you're surrounded by people who, some of them think that you never lose. But it can be hard to face that down and for them to realize that you're human too, and you know, it's not always going to go your way even. Of all 8,000 people that arena sits, it seems like over half of them I know. And about a quarter of them have helped me on this journey. So it's like, you almost feel like you owe it to somebody. This is kind of the opportunity to show off in front of everybody that's helped you get to where you're at today.
Yeah, we just coming back from a surgery here. We were out for 6 months. I'd won the world in December. I had been having some pretty rough shoulder problems for a couple months leading up to that, and kind of knew going in that I needed surgery. You know, winning the gold buckle made the choice really easy. Like, got the gold buckle, now we can get the shoulder feeling good. And for the most part, the recovery has just been physical. Been super excited to get back into the arena, but before I went into surgery, I was riding as good or better than I'd ever rode in my life, and it just accomplished a lifelong goal. And so it was, gave me some time to be at home and enjoy the win and kind of get my, you hear a lot of people talk about once they reach their goal or dream, they've chased their whole lives, kind of being lost and not knowing what to do. And, I was kind of prepared for that moment already and had bigger goals on the horizon, but it really, really gave me time to enjoy and reflect and, really be hungry and motivated coming back to go and, capitalize on the next couple of years of my bull riding career. Oh, there was definitely some jitters. Probably the biggest fear you have is you done did all this work for 6 months and come back and now we hang up again or land funny and tear the shoulder again.
Oh, it's insane. You know, Cash Robb, he lives probably a mile from my house, you know, straight down the road. I mean, his dad taught me how to bulldog. I bulldog with him all the way through my life, and I know that he's put in so much work that he deserves it. Josh Frost, you know, he's probably been on more bulls than anybody else going down the road. And me, I guess I just got lucky.
Oh yeah, there wasn't anyone telling me I couldn't have won the world last year. I was going in freaking hammer cocked.
Yeah, I don't know the statistics on it, but I don't think it's happened very many other places. You know, I mean, hate to say it, the middle of nowhere Utah that most people don't want to live. It's pretty cool that there was 3 of the best in the world that went in there to the biggest rodeo in the world and came out on top.
Seems unreal, but I hope it's just a standard we've set now to where it's every year, you know. I don't want to sound cocky or nothing, but I don't see why we couldn't do it.
But I'm serious. It's insane. You know, you get these guys that are absolutely animals. How does it happen that they're all from within 30 minutes of each other? I honestly can't tell you. I mean, I think that it's got to come back to something, to what I was saying earlier about, you know, the Basin is built on cowboys. You know, it's this get it done attitude and don't stop until you get it done.
I'm in the locker room calculating. The media crew wasn't even talking about Dean, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Dean just won the world, and these guys are talking about Rocker Steiner and these 3 other guys, and I'm like, my math could be wrong. And same thing with Cash. Like, I was running in, you know, bareback and steer wrestling the first 2 events, and I don't even start warming up till hour after those. So I was borderline sitting there fangirling, watching the barebacks and the steer wrestling, thinking how cool it was.
It's just incredible to see, you know, those 3 guys all kind of shine a light on the Uintah Basin in a way that has never been shined on. You know, rodeo is one of the extreme sports and one of the major sports in Western culture and in the whole Western United States, and at this point, almost in the world, really. So it kind of brings a whole new light to the Uintah Basin. I think that Skinwalker Ranch might not even have the #1 story anymore. It just felt like I was there with some of my boys. You know, I don't know. It's just so hard to put into words. Like, what a thing to accomplish, really. You know, you're against the best guys in the world at your event. 3 of the guys, all from within 30, 40 miles, all come together, win the NFR average. You know, it's win the biggest rodeo in the world, really.
Oh, it was awesome. I'll tell you, we have the best community ever. I mean, every town in the Basin, I felt like was throwing a parade for everyone, you know. And
I will say it's a long time to stand on the back of the fire truck when it's about 25 degrees when you're driving all the way down Vernal Main Street. We were all a little bit chilly. All the people standing on the side of the road cheering us on sure warmed us up.
Absolutely. I have zero doubt that the Uintah Basin is going to experience a boom in rodeo that's never been seen before. I really do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just extremely thankful to be from this place. The place that I come from, I feel like, is better than any place in the United States of America, and I never choose anywhere else in the world. So I could say that a million times, but I just like to say thank you to the people that believed in me and the people that made it happen from when I was just a little kid, and the people that believe in me now. So let's not let this be the ending. Let's this be the beginning and continue going for greatness.
Cool to have 3 of us, and you know, the cool part is not that I'm old, but Cash and Dean are both really young. We've had success in the Basin before with Ren and me, my brother, but was cool to, you know, I would say I'm kind of right in my prime. I've got quite a few good years left in me, and I'm excited to see, you know, how many more championships we can bring back here to the Basin.